Step 1, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Kingsport mother is still missing. Layla Santanello has been missing since June 27, 2023. Witnesses state that she ran from the AmeriCorps Hotel the day before. My friend Chronicles of Olivia and I, we have been here several times searching for Layla Santanello, which bring us to places like this abandoned golf course facility. Many places like this exist across Kingsport, Tennessee, making it very difficult to find where Layla's whereabouts could be. It's places like this that keep us concerned. Where could Layla Santanello be? Is she out there somewhere? The details Chronicles of Olivia and I have found out are highly disturbing, and I can tell you, based on the information we've heard and learned, someone knows something. Where is Layla Santanello? Will anyone come forward? Will anybody be willing to tell the truth? Will anyone stand up and help the Santanello family? After running several stories about Layla Santanello, several people came forward. One of the last places Layla was seen was in this field, coming out of the woods. We have searched everywhere. We have posted flyers all over Kingsport, Tennessee, seeking answers in the disappearance of Layla Santanello. We're asking anybody with any information to please come forward. We're doing our part to search for Layla Santanello. We need the community's help. We're asking anybody and everyone, please come forward if you have any information about Layla Santanello or the people she was with the afternoon of June 27th. We are doing our part. Are you willing to do yours?
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
Wasn't just one sets of remains found. There was also another one. I didn't think that this had anything to do with Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This one right here over in this area, when the remains were found, there was no head. At 11:32 was when the utility worker that was, I guess, laying some fiber optic line by a substation, a power substation, thought this was just some clothes. And as he approached it, he realized there was a hand and fingers, so he immediately called law enforcement, but not before he took a video, because he was kind of shocked. You know, it's like he said in the article, it's already shocking enough to find what he found, but to find what he found without, you know, the head is even more shocking. With the help of some people that are more local than I am, I learned that there was a boy missing from the area. His name is Jaiden Thompson. He was described as wearing the identical clothing that was described of this boy. This child got no news. This child barely got any information out about him. If it wasn't for a couple channels on Facebook, no big bulletin out for him, no search for him. When you look at NamUs, he's not even in the NamUs database. Nobody is looking for this kid. Now we have a 17-year-old boy that was allegedly left his home for school and never made it back home. Why in the world is he headless in an industrial park? So I'm very, very curious and concerned what happened to this boy. I'm not saying any foul play happened, but it's definitely curious to me. I mean, I'd like to know a little more information about this case. This case is kind of blowing my mind. How did this kid, if this is the kid, I'm assuming it is because of the description, but if it's not, then we got a whole new set of questions. But if it is the kid, how in the world did this child get here? And how far away is this from his school and his home? So I don't know. We're going to have to look into this case a little bit because I feel absolutely terrible. Gotta find my buttons. It's nice to see you. I don't know if you guys know, but we were having terrible audio problems. My cords, I don't like these C USB things. They don't stay in the socket. And so you move one thing, you lose everything. And that's no different for this. You guys, as you guys saw, what does it say? Let me remove this, add this. Okay. As you guys saw, we are making headway in trying to determine who this was. There has no been confirmed reports of who this person is. This is just from doing some research and having somebody send me some things that was more in the area and had more of a hand on the pulse. So I looked into the information and I got my hands on the video from the utility guy and was able to preview the very highly disturbing recording of the finding of this person. Now, this is not conclusive. This has not been confirmed by law enforcement. This is theory based. We're going to be talking about two parts in this. We're going to be talking about this person as not being Jaiden. We're also going to be discussing this person as being Jaiden. There were two bodies that were found in, they weren't in close proximity. They were actually in two areas. I got to look at the map and realize that there was two major highways, one on this end and one on this end, that they were. So they're in different parts of the area. And I had that confirmed in a live I did on TikTok this morning. So exactly, Andrea, that's what's getting me now that we kind of are starting to see. And even if this isn't this boy, the whole situation surrounding this boy is very upsetting to me because he's a 17-year-old boy missing and I can't find diddly squat on this child. That's the first problem I have, that we have a child that's missing, that's under the age of 18 anywhere in this country, and I can't find diddly squat on the case. That to me is a failure. A failure in law enforcement's ability to communicate with the community, failure of the local media, just failure all the way around. There should not be a child in this country, even if it's not picked up on mainstream media or national mainstream media. It doesn't mean the local community should not have articles and reports on any type of child missing. I can't find squat. We're going to show you. I brought receipts. People in Memphis, Tennessee, you guys have, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you out. I love you. You guys are a great family, but you have work to do in your county. You have work to do. Okay. And that goes for anybody. Any case that I ever come across where there's no news on a child, you got problems. And it's you as the public, it is your responsibility to make sure that this never happens again. Some crazy lady from Florida ain't helping your local community. Okay. I can advocate, I can show a spotlight, but then I need my warriors to get up and do their job, or get people in those county meetings and those city hall meetings doing your bidding for you. There should never be a child, especially in a place like Memphis, Tennessee, that doesn't have an article or two or three on a child. It should not happen. That is the first thing that upsets me, whether or not that this child that the person out there is this child or not. It does not matter. That right there should never change. And that's what sucked me into this, because it doesn't matter whether or not that child is who it was in that ditch. It matters that nobody even knew this child was missing, not even from their own community. Nothing. Before we get started, I want to say good morning to all of my beautiful coffee beans. I thank you for all being here. I'm not going to be able to say hi to everybody. We have 400, almost 400 people in the chat right now. If you haven't gone out and given me a thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up. We got some news here that we feel is breaking. We feel that we may have identified the remains of the person that could be. Now, I was hopeful to hear something like a backpack, but we hear of so there are some things that I have questions with in and of itself that may or may not lead us to believe that this is the person. The number one reason why I believe this is the person is because of the clothing this person was wearing. It's very specific in the flyer, and it was very specifically described in the remains article. We're going to go over all that. I'll walk you through this. I pray for, if it is this child, I pray for whoever that was, and I pray for their family. And if this is the child, I pray for their friends, their family, their teachers, everybody. But I just want to make sure the world hears this, and I hope other content creators pick this up, even if this is not the person, because we have a child in Memphis that is still missing, that's not on the NamUs system, and has no stinking articles that he's still missing. Got a problem with that. I got a problem with that. Tammy, it's nice to see you in here. Tammy Crimes, it's nice to see you. LJ, Elfig, L Cool J, Elfig, you know. Well, what you got? What you got? It's nice to see you, Elfig, the real me too. Don't forget to tell all of our beautiful mods, thank you for moderating for us. I'm sure they're much thankful for the chats that we have now than we once did. Their fingers, I've noticed that their fingers have grown back. Yeah, I know you say fingers can't grow back. Theirs grew back. Theirs grew back. Okay. So don't forget to tell them thank you and give them appreciation, because they come in here every day not knowing what they're going to be walking into, and they do a great job so you guys can have a fabulous chatting experience here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. And just a big shout out to all of my beautiful mods that do amazing things every day. Thank you so very much. Lois, it's nice to see you. Our beautiful Pete is up in the house. Dwight, it's nice to see you. Good morning, Kendra. Erna, it's nice to see you, my love. Phil, from across the pond, it's nice to see you. I heard you guys acquired one of our misfits over here. I'm gonna shut up. I'm just saying. She's your problem now. We don't want her back. You cannot return to sender, okay? I'm just letting you know now. No return to sender. Okay, Juicy Jello, it's nice to see you. Anna, Forever Nikki's mom, it's nice to have you here. Truth in Time. Every time I start laughing, I start crying. I literally, when I put those cryy emojis on there, you know, when you're laughing so hard, you're crying. It's truly me. It's even over dumb stuff too, you know? I'm over here, I'm laughing and tears are falling. What's going on in Bullhorn Betty's head? I don't know. Truth in Time, it's nice to see you. I was at the dentist. I know. Something's been telling me I need to go to the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist in the last year. I've been paying for dental insurance for years. You know, I should be using it. I need my annual appointment. They try to get me on a 6-month thing. I probably need to go every 6 months, but I blow them off once a year. It's nice to see you. YouTuber MJ Sorta Morta in the house. Peas in a pod. It's nice to see you, Love Bug. I hope you're doing well. You can't see me. I surely can. Ashwin, it's nice to see you. Hope in the Shadows is up in the house this morning. It's nice to see you. Andrea the Cat Lady. Truth in Time, it's nice to see you. Karen, it's nice to see you under Connie's name. God bless you, Love Bug. I hope you're doing well. Stephanie, Andrea, Holly, it's nice to see you as well. Vicky, I see Michelle up in the house. Our beautiful Judy Jones. I got to meet her myself. It's nice to see you, love. Angel Mom, it's nice to have you in here. Samantha, good morning. Good morning. Romano, it's nice to see you. I think I said hi to you, Robin. Oma, it's nice to see you. Elisa, it's nice to have you. Zinni, is that what it is? Zinnia, it's nice to have you. Peggy, Anna, good morning. It's nice to have you all up in the house today. All right, guys, if I missed you, God bless each and every one of you. We already got, I wanted to read this. It says, are there any suspects in the Layla Santanello case? And the short answer is, well, it's hard for me to answer that because she's still missing. But this is what I can say without asking permission from the mom. I can say that there are absolutely 100% positive that people know more about what happened to Layla Santanello. That's what I can say publicly without asking what I can say. We definitely know that there are people that know exactly what happened. So, thank you, Wheezy Girl. Good morning, 3-month member. 3-month member. Looky who's popping out of the bushes. Our beautiful van lady up in the morning. Avoid morning. I think you meant good morning, beautiful Betty, but it says avoid morning. We all try to avoid the mornings, but it kind of catches up with us. Trust me. I was in bed all day yesterday, and today I do not want to be in bed, but I tell you what, I was in a lot of flipping pain yesterday. Aw, Vicky, thank you. Vicky gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your gifted Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Vicky thank you and welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. It is nice to see you. Okay, so before we get started and go into this case of the 2 bodies, now we don't let me hold the commentary, but we're going to be going over the case with the 2 bodies. The reason why we came across these is because everybody is hyper focused on any remains that are found in the Tennessee or the surrounding states of Tennessee, because we have been in search for Sebastian Rogers, which has not been seen or heard from in over a year. This doesn't make people feel warm and cozy inside when we hear somebody has been missing for a year and nobody has seen or heard from them. It doesn't give us, good juju. We want people, we want all these sightings. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Michelle thank you. And whoever is the recipient of that Bullhorn Betty membership, welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. All right. I see you up in the house. It's nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. This Thursday, we're almost to Friday. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand. Enjoy life, right? Enjoy life because, we cover cases and it shows you how precious and delicate life is at times. This case right now, we're going to be going over, it's going to be just a one-off case. It's just to give all of my Florida family in the chat a case. If you guys have any information, since this is in my backyard, if there's anything I can do to help this case, I absolutely want to help. So if you have inside information, if you know more about this case and you'd like to send it to me so I'm well versed on this case, please do. This is Rebecca Osmond. She's been missing. She's been missing from Florida. So I'm going to turn this over to this. I'm pretty sure this is the one from Florida. Go into the details, but let me just back it up just a few. It's going to go into the details, but she did come from Wisconsin to Florida, and I'm a little confused because they're at the airports, and now they're bringing up the train. So you guys got to pay attention to this because it gets a little kind of convoluted a little bit when she gets to Florida.
Is now.
I don't know why we have officers at the international airports. We had the officers in international airport in Orlando as well as Tampa. But allegedly she has taken a train from Wisconsin to the Orlando area and allegedly from Orlando to Tampa. But that's where it gets hinky because although she purchased her ticket, she can't confirm that she made it actually to Tampa. So she has a key to a friend's house that she comes and goes when she visits down here. And this is one where the roommate or the person that she has the key for the house says that she never made it.
They're not.
I think that this is awful. This is yet another a situation where we have what appears to be somebody in grave. Okay, we're not talking about you know, just missing. We're talking about at this point in grave danger. Hasn't been on social media, hasn't used credit cards, would not leave her child and would not leave her. Exactly, Tammy. I don't know what hoops people have to jump through to get on these alerts, but if they're this stringent, where a lady that comes here from out of town disappears off the face of the earth, doesn't have what appears to be substance abuse issues, taking care of mom, has a cat and has a son. Now, granted, even people that can't take care of their family rely on their animals. So this is, yeah, well, she's reported missing. She is missing. The problem is they don't know where she is. They with the bus, well, not the bus, the train, she came to the depot when she got to Orlando and purchased a train ticket from Orlando to Tampa, but doesn't even have evidence of her getting off the bus. That's where off the train. That's where I have a problem. Those trains have cameras there. They should have a camera on the opening gates, the opening doors, who's walking in, who's walking out, and whether or not she got an Uber. Because I got to tell you, people are saying that they need to start really looking at the Uber drivers in the area. Now, I don't know if the reason why they were at the international airports when if they were just checking that as a lead, but they were also at the airports as well. Sorry, that lady, I don't know if I can throw these down. That lady does not look like a person that's just going to leave her ailing mother behind. Her child as well. She does not look like the kind of person that would do. Now, we don't know, right? We don't know. Like they said, mental health, it's a big thing in this country nowadays. I get it. But we have to go by past behavior, right? Past behavior sometimes helps dictate future behavior. If she's not accustomed to doing this before, this lady is endangered. This lady, you can see it on her mom's face and her friend's face. She's been gone too long. There's something seriously wrong here. She's a blonde. She's going into a port of entry, such as Orlando. We know Orlando is a hotbed for HT. Could she have been abducted? Could she have met with foul play? You know, this is an area that people take advantage of tourists. Was she taken advantage of? How much cash did she have on her? What items did she carry with her? Have they been able to, they've obviously got her phone. They know her phone number. What information is that derived? They're very, very close-lipped at this point with the details of the case from law enforcement, and the details are starting to get a little more scant. We don't even know if this lady is in Tampa. We don't know if this lady's in Orlando. And maybe we need to take a field trip to both of those places. So I don't know if she has any other friends and family in the area, but that is a very concerning statement. I don't like people coming in here and going to two major hubs of problems. Okay, Tampa is not the safest place. Orlando is not the safest place, but they're hubs for entertainment. They're hubs that have a lot of homeless people, drug addicts, a whole slew of things, you know. But I just don't see this lady, you know, just putting herself into harm's way. If she was in these places, I think one of two things would have happened. She came on a bus, or excuse me, a train. She had to have had wheels. So if she was going to go anywhere, Yeah, the Lyft and the Uber drivers are going to be most likely the way she would go, or a taxi cab service. But my understanding is taxi cab service is a dying breed. So, most people, even older people, are now accustomed to getting on an app and ordering a car to the front door for such as Uber or Lyft. So, what happened to her? Rebecca Osmond, Wisconsin resident that was visiting Florida and is missing. So, if you guys from my family here in Florida have seen her, think you see her, please, 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 please reach out to law enforcement. Just pick up the phone and dial the local law enforcement. Let them know who it is. Let them know where they're missing from. Again, Rebecca Osmond. Osmond. Osmond, Osmond. So please be on the lookout for her here in Florida, especially if you're in those areas. Now, coming up to the case where we have news of reported, we don't know what they are. All we have is 2 bodies, right? This came on our desk. Again, we've been covering the Sebastian Rogers Rogers case very extensively on this channel. So anytime that there's anybody anywhere in any bordering state or the state of Tennessee, people send it to me. And this was one that I was looking into. I read it. I'm like, okay, somebody can see a hand and fingers. This has been out there for not exactly the opposite, not really a significant amount of time. So that right there was the telltale sign that this was not associated with Sebastian Rogers. But since it wound up on my desk, I figured I'd run a story on it, and we went live yesterday. Well, while I was live, somebody in my chat said, wait, there's not one body, there's 2. And I'm confused. I'm like, what? And then they started talking about Mill Stream or whatever road. And so I started looking, and sure enough, on the live, this is what we found yesterday. This exact article right here. And this right here is a main roadway, I think 52 or something like that. This is a major roadway. So you can see that this is quite a distance away. These are truly roads. I thought these were plots of lands. These are roads. So this is quite a significant drive away. Now, the reason why we're looking at Jaiden as a potential person here is specifically based upon the clothing. Let me find the, hold on just a second. I don't have it up and I'm not sure why. The specific clothing that was open. I'm sorry, it's running a little slow this morning, so just bear with me. Okay. Missing in America. So it brought me to the flyer. I just lost my audio, so we'll have to reset everything if I got to show a video. And here he disappeared again, January 22nd, 2025. This is a missing child report. And this is all the details that we have on this child. And I'm going to show you guys my receipts that this child had no news. Nothing. I mean, nothing on him. Nothing. It's angering. It's just frustrating. How irresponsible of the local community. How irresponsible. 17 years old. 17 years old. Victim left the residence to attend school, but did not return home. The victim was last seen leaving school early in the 3000 block of Covington Pike. If the victim is located, contact police. It seems like they did absolutely nothing to try to find this. They just wanted to throw a missing person flyer out and say, hey, community, do our job for us. If you see him, give us a call. Just, I can't. I'm not going to. Today's Thursday. We're about to get on a weekend. But I tell you, my blood is boiling. Okay? Whether or not this child deserves advocacy. This child deserves the whole world knowing he is missing. He is 17 years old. And let me show you what makes me sick.
This is what makes me sick. Right here. This is what we have on him. We have these three. Saving lost kids. Localmemphis.com, which is the missing in the mid-south. And they have a whole list. He wasn't exposed, like an expose on him or anything. He was bundled with a whole bunch of different people. Not independent, nothing. So we've got the local Memphis, Saving Lost Kids, and the Facebook groups for the Sheriff's Department and Missing in Tennessee. That's it. That's all the exposure this kid got. And these were all back in January, a month ago. Nobody has even followed up. Now let's go over to the news tab. Let's see what's over in the news. Do you think the local news, a 17-year-old boy missing, do you think the local news did anything? Not one of these articles are about him. Not one. This is it. There's nothing to scroll up and down here. That's on the news tab with his name. That's on the news tab with his name. So God bless the few that knew about this case and put it up for the world to see. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even known about it. And thank you to the persons that sent it over to me. God bless you guys. I hope you're doing very, very well. We'll leave it at that. And so now I'm going to go over here. We're going to read this. Let me take this off and then we'll come back on in just a second. Oops, let me take it off again. Stop screen. Okay, share. And then we'll play my video, my 3-minute video again, once we've had an opportunity to understand why I got my panties in a wad this morning. Let's listen to what this has. We're going to have a commercial for this. It just comes with the territory that's on it, their website.
Investigating two deaths.
Oh, no. Hold on. It's got to come up. Here it is. Turn your volumes down.
Deaths tonight after bodies were found hours apart this morning. The first discovered just after 8 o'clock this morning on Millstream Drive. A man pronounced dead at that scene. The second body discovered
pronounced
around 11:30, also a male. No word yet.
Pronounced dead. That means that it sounds like that one may have been some other type of situation.
That scene, the second body discovered around,
because they wouldn't be pronouncing him. Well, I guess they would pronounce him deceased, but it sounds like they were alive earlier in the day. The way it was described, the language they use implies that they were alive earlier in the day for the first one, which is good to know.
The second body discovered around 11:30, also a male. No word yet on whether these two incidents are connected.
So both males, they have not released that to the public except this news. This is the first news article that indicated that this was a male subject. So then that also goes in with my suspicions that it's Jaiden, a 17-year-old boy that's been missing from the community since January, the end of January. So I'm going to show this tab here because we're going to type him in. So his name's Jaiden with an I. Thompson, just how it sounds. Let's see if they have a Jaiden Thompson in NamUs. And they do not even have Jaiden Thompson, a 17-year-old missing child that's been missing since January 25, 2023. Today is March 13th. I said that wrong. January 25th, 2025. And today is March 13th, 2025. And we do not even have this boy registered in our national U.S. Department of Justice missing person database. How many other children do we have in this country that are missing that aren't even registered properly? This opens a whole different topic of conversation. Yes, I do believe that that person in the woods is Jaiden. Let's read more criteria about what he was wearing. This is what he was wearing. He was last seen wearing a gray hoodie, black pants, black glasses, and wearing a straight hairstyle. He is missing from the 5100 block of Twin Meadows Drive. We're going to be plugging all of these into a map. We're going to look at some information. Now, it's the gray hoodie and the black pants that kind of have me. Again, I was able to review the unedited, uncensored video of this person, and it almost looks like the hoodie that's observed in this picture. I don't know where they got this picture from, but it appears to be almost a similar hoodie as the one seen in this photo. So it's hard for me to think that this child is in the same clothing as the subject that is, and this is another one that's blowing the mind. The skull is missing off of this body. And we don't know if it was from animals or if it was something something more nefarious. But from my experience, I truly believe that if it was animal activity as the reason why it's gone, it should be nearby. Law enforcement haven't really made any comments about this finding, other than what you've learned in the newest articles, the newest the one we just watched, the news clip that we just watched. That's about as much information as we have. Now, the other person that was found, that was that was flagged as deceased, as they right then and there. We don't know who that is or any information on that one either. So that's correct. That's correct, Tiffany. That's one of the reasons why the utility worker, you could tell that whatever this was, whoever this was had been there for a little bit. I don't want to describe it too much, but there was still soft tissue. We'll leave it at that. So it's just I'm saddened. I'm saddened that if this is this boy, he should have had more. Now, if it isn't, this is our wake up call on social media that we need to probably be doing a little bit better than what we are with these cases. This is a 2025 case, and usually our smaller channels pick up the smaller cases and explain them. I can always seem to find the cases, somewhere where it has a little bit of explanation, a little bit of story behind it. I found nothing, guys. I don't know who this child is. I don't know who his parents are. We have about 3 different areas. We got looks like potentially his home address. We've got potentially the school address, and then we know where this person was found. But other than that, and we don't know if this person is in fact Jaiden or not, but it seems like it's close enough in being a male and wearing the same exact clothing as described in the missing person. It's a little concerning. So let's take some time right now and go over the maps of where all of this took place. What are we looking at here? So we're going to start out first with the site. So here is the substation. Here's the power substation. This is near the 4600 block of Mendenhall Road. There's a ditch. So I have to think that this is the wooded area back here that they are referring to. This being a ditch or this ditch. I can't make heads or tails of which ditch he was in. I'm not there, boots on the ground, but you kind of see the area that he was found in. Heavy industrial here. Over here is train tracks. You see the train tracks. So I mean, heavily industrial, and I'm kind of almost, I just, it's hard to say this because everything I say sometimes gets twisted up, but um, you know, it's hard to think that this could be a 17-year-old boy. I'd much rather think that it was an adult that, might have been camping out in the woods, homeless, and maybe just succumbed to the elements. He disappeared in January, and my understanding is January. Hey, Mr. E, it's nice to see you. My understanding is January is very cold in Tennessee. Could he have just ran away from home and maybe got hyperthermia? Because there is a possibility that there was a medical event that happened. And the reason why I say that is because of the positioning of him. Um, I heard that there was flooding recently in Memphis as well. Could he have been transported or moved? Could his body have been moved from one spot to another? There is a possibility of that, and that might explain why the skull is not near. Maybe he moved and something else got caught up or something like that. It's very perplexing. I'll leave it at that. It's very, very, very perplexing. But either way, this is where where he allegedly is. Let me go and see where my flyers are. So they're saying his school is at the 3000 block of Covington Pike. 3000 block of Covington Pike. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Covington Pike. Keep spelling. See where it takes us. Okay, so 3000 block of Covington Pike. I can't tell which is the school, but maybe potentially, let's just go out and see if it'll put the school on there for me, which it will not. But maybe this is the school there. Does that look like a school and gymnasium? And that looks more like a school to me, but I can't tell. It might be this one over here because it's 3000 block. It could be this here. That might be the school. This might be the school. But you see the area. So let me go ahead and save this to the project, and we're going to call this, let's update, school. I didn't say what the school name was. It just said the school. So there we have it. So now let's just back up a little bit and see how far away these pin drops are. I don't even see the other pin drop. There it is. Wow. So there's our pin drops. Could this child be that far away? Let's do miles, centimeters, inches, miles. That is quite the distance, almost 13 miles away. And that's just a straight shot. It's never 13 miles because we never get straight shots from point A to point B. But we have a sighting. So he was obviously at school that day. They state that he left school early, but never state at how long he had left. Oh, thank you, Mr. E. This reminds me of Trinity Bostick missing for a week, and then there was nothing in the media until her body was found. Wow. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. And we still haven't even heard his name referenced in conjunction with this these two sets of remains that were found. I think one's a body and one was remains, because it sounded like there may have been some type of homicide or medical event that helped it happen further away from this. But we have no information other than he was called at the scene as being deceased. So it wasn't dead on arrival. It was, it's not DOA. It's something else that they use. I can't remember what they call it. I think I read it, but they found his belonging near him, but not his head. I wish I saved what news report I saw. Yes, that is it. It was there was something that came out from the utility worker. I think that's what you were watching. There was a clip from the utility worker where he was he spoke. He didn't want to be identified, and I can understand why, but he spoke to the media and explained, how he came across it, what he thought it was just like some clothes. So I think he went over there to move the clothes or whatever. And maybe it was in his path that he needed to go, but he went over there. He was curious, and then that's when he saw the hand and the fingers, and then he realized it was not. It didn't have any. The skull was missing. Tyler's body is in Tennessee somewhere. He was just a 15 or 16-year-old kid. I'm looking for something that happened 3-4 years ago. It will be unclaimed body by the family. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely from the images I saw. This person that was found in Memphis definitely couldn't come to that because, like I said, there was still tissue. Something that old wouldn't have any soft tissue left. They might be able to pull some DNA if they found the molars or something like that, and the molars or some tooth still has the pulp. But that would be the only thing. And I would think that any DNA derived by the hair would also be dead because I think the molecules or whatever in your head also die. But I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that technology. Do they take the hair and can they still get DNA from the hair after you're deceased and for a significant amount of time? Because I'd still have to think that there would be still some hair there. So here in Cleveland, there was a body found a few years ago of a teenager that can't be identified and never claimed, found in a ditch off I-90. That's awful. That means it's probably somebody from not from there, but passing through. People are getting a little more clever, in my opinion, when things like this happen. And I have to think that has a lot to do with social media. Not social media, just media in general, computers and being able to have access to a lot of information at the stroke of your fingertips from, how to beat the box to, how they got things on how to, make a body never found again, right? There's a lot of stuff, that we have free speech in America, and that's the founding of our country, but it also causes a lot of information to get in people's hands as well. So I think people are becoming a little more clever that take the time to figure out how to do things. Now, again, it sounds like third parties, when it comes to Jaiden's case, saw him leave school early. Where did he go? Did he go home or did he go someplace else? Was he feeling good? Was he not feeling good? We have no information. We don't know who his friends are. We've got nothing. We've got nothing. I'm going to be sleuthing here in a little bit and trying to see if I can find anything on some of the social media, but just off cursory reviews, there's nothing. This is so disappointing for me to think that a child can literally disappear and go unnoticed. It makes me wonder, it's hard for me not to sit there and say where's the parents, because usually it's the parents that are pushing to have the case re-examined. It's usually the parents that are trying to get a hold of media and going on social media and getting, channels and groups together and, getting search efforts together. And this child's been missing since January 25th and it's March 13th. And I don't see any of that. I don't see any of that here. So this is not looking good. However, it looks, even if this is not the child that was out there, that they found, what's going on in Jaiden's case? Having a missing child and special needs child is similar in this way. The parent is the best advocate. The child's success in either scenario is strongly related to the parent's voice. Amen. Amen. So it makes me wonder what's going on. Where did this boy come from? Did he have a family? I mean, we're assuming he did, right? Because when they say home, we assume that is, how do we know it's not a group home? We have no information. We at this point, I don't think we should be assuming anything. It's hard for me to say that because I am assuming that this matches the identity of the description that we received for a missing person, and this happens to appear to be a remains of somebody that's been in the woods for several months. So, in those same clothes, I don't know. But I'm deeply disturbed by this. But we have one more address that I need to plug in, and I need to find it. Let me try to. Is it on this one? I just read it, and I need to find out where I read it from. There it is. Left 5100 block of Twin Meadows Drive. 5100 block of Twin Meadows Drive. Let me plug that in. 51, because I'm pretty sure this is his home. 5100 block of, did I say Meadow Drive? Where was that? Twin Meadows Drive. Twin Meadows Drive. 5100 block of Twin Meadows Drive. Oh. Let's do that again. Whoa. Save. No, we don't want Memphis. We want 5100 block. Twin Meadows Drive. Why is it doing that? Hold on. Let me rewrite this. Let's go back to the school. 5100 block. Maybe it's Meadow Lane, not Drive. Meadows Lane. Let's just do. Let me do this. Let me see where this is. I'm gonna have to put it in Google because it's not. I got to verify the information. What it's showing me is that this is actually his home is most likely closer to the tracks than the school. So I've got to make sure that I'm doing this right. Twin Meadows Drive. Okay, so it's one word. Okay, but it is a house. So Twin Meadows is one word. 5100 Twin Meadows Drive. Okay, let's tag this one. This is his home. Update. Home. Let's look at the map once we plug this in. Now, this is not specifically his home. I don't know what his specific home is because, again, it's the 5100 block. But we'll have an idea of, a context of everything by plugging this address in. So let's go ahead. We've got that now on the list. So let me back this up and find out where everything is. Okay. I was wrong. It looks like he is closest to his school. So now here we have the new view on StreamYard. Share this tab. Let's share that tab. All right, here we go. So let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger by removing this. There we go. Put this kind of in the center. So here we go. Here's the school. Here's the home. The other one came all the way down here, so I knew it was wrong. Meadows Lake. Meadows, I think it was Meadows lane is what it was, and it was showing down here closer to this. That did not look good. But now that we plugged in the right information, we've got the school and the home. That makes sense, right? The child would be going to a school near the home. Let's see how much we've got here in proximity. So it appears that it's less than a mile away from his home. So that does make sense. So he most likely walks to school. We have to look at that. Sorry, I'm not watching the chat. Let me just go up here. Good morning. Hey Trish, it's nice to see you, love. Where is everyone seeing the video of the picture? Oh, Peggy, I had that privately sent to me, but I know it's online somewhere. I believe the only place that would allow something like that to be public is X. So you might want to go look on an X for it. I heard it was on Facebook, but it appeared a little too graphic for Facebook. Facebook's not that liberal. But it seems like X is the one that allows, graphic content. I mean, it's public information in all reality. I mean, if you really truly want freedom of press and freedom of speech, then these things shouldn't be removed. I mean, this is real life. People need to be aware of real life, just in my opinion. But, it is highly disturbing to some people because life can be highly disturbing. So if this is Jaiden, we have to explain why he was on this side of town and managed to go all the way over to this side of town. They're in two totally different parts of town. Now, again, my assessment is solely based upon the description that Jaiden was last seen in and the description described by the utility worker. It might be in this article. Let's go back to this article. I know we heard the news clip of it, but there's more than just the news clip. We have a full article that's attached to it, and usually the articles have a lot more information in it than we expect, but this one has less information in it. So let's go back and see if we can find something with a little more meat to the bones when it comes to the news. Let's see what else we've got here. Utility worker speaks. Here it is. We'll play this so you guys can I'm gonna have to my audio keeps failing on me, and I apologize. We're finding that the more and more I work on StreamYard, the more and more StreamYard just irritates the what out of me. So let me go ahead and stop screen sharing. So I have to put up every single one individually, obviously losing the ability. No point not doing. I hate freaking StreamYard. Absolutely hate it. Okay, there is. I thought we had the actual article. I can't see what the hell is going on here. This is driving me nuts. Let me refresh. Give me a second. I'm not refreshing the screen. I'm just refreshing the article because I got StreamYard. I got 3 different screen sharing tabs on all of my screens. I don't understand why this is doing it. Let's just stop. I'm going to stop sharing everything. It's driving me nuts. Okay. Let's try it again. There. Now I'm back to 1. Okay. I could have sworn it was the Memphis. Let me see if I get it. I heard the guy's voice myself. Here, I think it's this one right here. Let's see if it's this one right here. I think this is it. Give me just a second. Let me get it. Share this tab. It keeps kicking my freaking audio. I hate StreamYard. 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 I hope that my transcript puts that together appropriately so StreamYard can hear how much I freaking hate StreamYard. hate StreamYard. It's a waste of freaking money. Good gracious, to have all these damn problems. Who wants that? Let's see if this works.
We begin with breaking news right now with 5. A body found near a power plant in southeast Memphis. That's near an industrial plant at the intersection of Shelby Drive and Mendenhall Road. Thank you for being with us today. I'm Daryl Green.
And I'm Darcy Thomas. Fox 13's Jack Bellew joins us live from where the body was found. Jack, we learned that you actually just got there as the body was being moved.
Oh, Gypsy, thank you. I missed
you. Yeah, Darcy, we are entering hour 6 of this investigation, and minutes after we pulled up, we saw them carrying a large white tarp. They loaded it in the back of a black van and took it off. It's all happening right here near this power plant at the corner of Shelby Drive and Mendenhall. We're here off of Shelby Drive, and you can see the service road leading up to that plant has a couple of unmarked squad cars along the way.
Okay, so that does give us perspective. That does give us perspective. I'm scared to get off this because if I get off this, it's going to drop my freaking audio again. It's irritating.
Parked vehicles there. You can see the crime scene investigation van parked next to all that yellow tape. That tape actually extends around that wooded area and
so that gives us our wooded area. Now I can see where the wooded area is in conjunction with the utility. It's over to the side, so it's not behind. It looked like they went to the side of it. I have to match that up, and I'll be able to pinpoint where this individual was found now that I can see visually.
Long Mendenhall there on the other side towards the road. It's difficult to see right now, but there are probably 6 or 7 investigators down in that ditch. You can see one of them just stood up, that blue shirt there. Most of them plainclothes officers, likely detectives, and shirts and ties. We've seen them going in and out of that ditch, and that's where we saw them remove that body from. Now, Memphis police say they were notified about those remains around 1:30. They say this is an active death investigation. There's no word on what might have caused it or how long it's been there. But again, still a very active scene here. As you can see, they've got this service road kind of blocked off, trying to keep people from driving over here. A busy intersection here. A lot of folks driving by looking.
So you can see the drive into the substation. You see where the substation is. You see the little building next to the substation. So we will be able to, and it looks like it's just a very thin strip with a lot of cars. Maybe a hit and run. Slung them into the area. It's possible. You know, there's a lot of possibilities when it comes to this, but if this is this child, how did this child get over there? And if it's not this child, who in the world is this? And when did that person disappear? Looks like a good evil spot for me. Yeah, I see that too, because it is close. I mean, instead of just the hit and run, it's an easy place to pull up in the middle of the night, right? It's an industrial park. The place is probably not crawling with a bunch of people in the middle of the night. And it's right there by a major thoroughfare or through, depending on how you want to look at it, where they could pull over to the side, you know, do the Stephen Stearns move, try to change a tire while they're throwing something in an obscured place. There is that possibility. But my question is, why did this child leave school? And even if this is not Jaiden Thompson, why do we not know what is going on with Jaiden Thompson in year 2025? How in the world can any of our children in the United States disappear without one freaking news article on it? I'm just trying to have somebody make it make sense to me. How we are here in 2025 and a 17-year-old child can poof disappear and there not be any articles on it, no real law enforcement looking for him, and at just a missing person flyer, and even after 2 months and nobody seeing him, no other endangered person alert, no Amber alert, nothing. When children that are accustomed to being on social media and they stop being on social media, there is something more going on. I'm sorry. But any law enforcement that thinks that that is normal, needs to come to Jesus with the Bullhorn Betty channel, because children that are accustomed to being on social media just don't stop using social media. Now, I don't know if this child was accustomed to using social media or not, but there has to be some finality with his activities that should have triggered law enforcement to realize something is seriously wrong here. It's been, where's the parents? Even if this child, even if that person is not this child, where in the world are the parents? Where is law enforcement? Where is us learning about a 17-year-old? And not only that, but if this child is missing in Tennessee, there are more that we know nothing about. There are a hell of a lot more children missing in Tennessee that we don't know about. That's what this is telling me. And Tennessee is already not my most favorite state when it comes to our children. Tennessee needs a lot of help, and I'm sick of being the only one screaming from the rooftops that Tennessee's got problems, major problems. Our children are in danger in the state of Tennessee. And if they want to change that, they need to start putting some more money at it, some more resources at it. Golly. I'm upset about this, as you guys can tell. I'm fired up today because I'm angry, you know? Not angry like I'm about to blow a fuse angry, but angry like these are our children. And even when we don't, the beauty of true crime, the beauty of the work that we do is even when we don't have parents helping out, we help out. And if we don't know about these cases, what can we do? We can't. Our hands are tied. We don't know. We don't know. This is poor communication from a place like Memphis, Tennessee. You cannot tell me you have so much crime in your community that you can't cover a 17-year-old missing child. Sorry, not sorry. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Trying to figure out what happened, and we're still looking to get a lot of those answers from Memphis police.
Okay, so let me see if I can find the article that I was looking at that actually had the information from the driver or the person that found him. Here's what it says. I'll just read this verbatim. Memphis Police Department are investigating after a body was found near a substation near the corner of Shelby Drive and Mendenhall. It was discovered just before noon. A utility worker who asked not to be identified by name told Fox 13 he came across the body while preparing to install fiber optic cable in a small wooded area near the substation. He said he initially thought he had discovered a pile of clothes. Then he saw a hand sticking out of the jacket sleeve. Let me put this up here for you. And I lost my audio again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He said he initially thought he discovered a pile of clothes, saw the jacket sticking out of saw the hand sticking out of the jacket sleeve. As he got closer, he saw fingers, he said. That's when I made the call. Fox 13 was on scene as investigators canvassed the area. Squad cars surrounding the site. Plainclothes officers climbed in and out of the ditch where the body was found. It was eventually carried out of the woods on a gurney and loaded into a van. It was disturbing, the utility worker said. I almost threw up a couple times. The utility worker took videos of the body in hopes of identifying the remains. Fox 13 viewed the videos, but they are not suitable for publication. I also have that video and not showing it because it's not suitable for publication. The video shows a decomposed body in a gray hoodie and black pants and sneakers, and that is in fact true. There wasn't much tissue. A lot of the jacket and the pants. There was a little space between there, and there wasn't really a lot there. Some people have said it might be their relative based on the clothing. And the utility worker said, so people were already out there. They had already thought it might be their person just based on the clothes. This is the only missing person flyer I can find out there that has these identical clothes. And it goes back to a 17-year-old boy named Jaiden. What would make a family get out there so quickly, outside of them just knowing that their missing loved one is missing and this is still within their area. So that might have been what it is, but this was definitely outside of a 2 or 5 mile area. It was almost 13 miles outside of any type of search area that would have been statistically, um, you know, uh, done by law enforcement to search for him. So he was outside of that statistical search area, which is, and again, this is not a confirmed person. Okay, the law enforcement has not confirmed that the identity of the remains found. They are being taken. They are going to be, whatever autopsy that can be had is going to be had. If they can get any type of blood or any type of fluids out of these remains, they will. I can tell you that there may not be a whole lot that they can go to do, but my biggest problem is if this truly is this child, it's going to be hard to explain how this child got all the way over there. If they were unable to find the skull, it makes me feel like he must have had some head trauma that's trying to be disclosed if it is truly, in fact, like a foul play scenario. We know that there were some flooding in the area, so there are other things that could explain the condition of that body. I'm just going to let you guys know that now. But with the phone being so close to him, I would think the phone would have traveled it with the flood, would have traveled further than he would, not stay with him because it's a lighter object. So I feel like he was there and he's been there for a while. And we need to have an understanding of why. So Kula, a 17-year-old, and her 5-month-old son Anthony have been missing from Taka, Tennessee since Tuesday. Thank you. If you'd like to, you can send me an email and I'll put it up this, maybe this afternoon when we do our live. So that's all the information I can give you on this case right now. To me, we got some problems in Memphis. I mean, we just have some problems. I don't understand how this is okay. Again, let's just strip the fact that we even found human remains anywhere in that area. Let's strip that away and act like that doesn't exist. Okay. And let's just talk about Jaiden's case as a whole without that element. Jaiden is a 17-year-old boy that has been missing since January 25th, 2025. It does not matter to me whether that is him or not at this juncture. My problem with this case is that child got no time for people to learn he was even missing. We have nothing on social media. We have nothing on mainstream media. Hell, our own U.S. Justice Department doesn't even have him on our U.S. missing person database that law enforcement across this country utilize when they find somebody. So this kid is basically extinct to the world and nobody even knows he's missing. I that in and of itself. And then if we find out that he's out there and that is him, that's going to even enrage me a little bit more because they weren't even looking for him. They weren't even looking for him. I want to know where the parents are. I want to know where the parents are, regardless of these bodies. I want to know where the parents are in this case. Why have we not heard from the parents? Where is the family in Jaiden's life advocating for his missing? Where are they? If anybody knows the family, if you are the family, if there's an explanation for this, please let me know. You can reach out to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. I'm not willing to say that there's any foul play from the parents. My only problem is where are they? Why aren't they in the news? Why aren't they on social media, strumming up attention for their missing loved one? Why does it just seem like he went to the wayside and nobody seemed to give a crap about him? That's the way, when I look at cases like this, that's what I see. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean that that is the case. Don't misunderstand me. But that's what I see. That's my assessment just coming out the gate. That's not good. It makes me feel that the 17-year-old wasn't loved. And I hope to be wrong about that. I really do. But let me tell you, this is the Bullhorn Betty channel, and this is the true crime genre, and we love the cases and the people we cover. We want them to be happy and healthy, and the majority of the time they're not. But we learn about them. We learn about their case. And we're going to learn about Jaiden and who he is and pray to God that that's not him. But I have a funny feeling we're going to learn some things about this case. We're going to keep an eye on this. I don't like this. This stinks to high heaven. Okay? Now, let's put the silver lining in this. We would never have learned about this case had it not been for Sebastian. There are some major significant problems in the state of Tennessee, and the state of Tennessee can be pissed off all day long at commentators and YouTubers and TikTokers just like me, right? They can be angry all day long, or they can take some constructive criticism and fix the effing problems going on in their state. I'm sorry, not sorry. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And if you know of a child missing in your community, do not keep it a secret. We have many ways that you can advocate for children. If there's any child, even just sharing the blessed flyer around. If you hit on social media, there is the Bullhorn Betty True Crime Stories, True Crime Community on Facebook you can go to. And it's a group, it's a private group that we run. It has thousands of people in it. If you want to advocate for missing in your community, you can always post it in there. You can always tag Bullhorn Betty on Twitter, on X, on any of these platforms. And if I see it, I will pass it forward. But you guys should all already be in that group, in that true crime group. If you're not, reach out to me and explain the situation, and we'll get something. Maybe it's just that you fell through the cracks or you didn't answer the questions and we couldn't accept you in. You have to answer the questions. Okay? If you just push join the group and there's no questions asked, it's the Bullhorn Betty channel, Facebook group. It's not. And I was attacked so much. We do a very stringent background on people because we don't want people in there for nefarious reasons. So we try our best to keep that down. So our true people, our true subscribers in there that want to help and advocate for kids and other people have the ability to do that without having trolls trolling you. So that's why I ask you, those questions are being asked of you. If you don't want to answer them and you want to maintain your privacy, even with my team, then you can't be in that group. Our True Crime with Bullhorn Betty. True Crime with Bullhorn Betty is the Facebook group. But if you'd like to join, that is the best place that you can advocate for your missing. You can have discussions on an array of true crime topics, and you'll have like-minded people there that are doing the exact same thing as you, all in one place. Go over there, check it out, enjoy your time there, and also learn. And if you have something to contribute, by all means, please contribute. But more importantly, put those flyers. If you come across a child's flyer, we have to inform each other because we can't leave it to our government and we can't leave it to mainstream media. Because every time we leave it to the government and every time we leave it to mainstream media, we are failed. Our communities are failed. This child should have been on every single news channel out there, especially when this child wasn't found in 2 weeks. But they would have actually had to pay attention to this missing child for them to be realizing that this child was missing 2 weeks. If a child does not surface within 2 weeks of running away from home, there needs to be some major digging in at that point. Period. No questions asked. Now, what is law enforcement doing if this is the 17-year-old child? They've given whoever did whatever to this child, if that's the case, months to get ahead of it. Months to do damage control. Months to destroy evidence. Tennessee's got to do better. All right, guys, you take care. God bless. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Again, don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, say it with me, kind to one another. God bless.
From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We've brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.